Here's Josh Johnson doing a hang clean below the knee. And what you're going to see Josh do is basically a 100K clean wrapped up in an 80K miss. And what I mean by that is Josh exhibits enough power to get 100K in this hang clean. Unfortunately, he lacks the mobility to successfully execute the 80 kilogram clean. So let's take a look at what he does well and where it all goes wrong. First off, you can see Josh has set the position pretty well. Back is flat, knees are vertical. He's ready to go. He doesn't have his neck packed. That doesn't overly concern me. One of the things that I would like to see him do is drive these knees out a little bit better. They're out. You can see the glutes activated, particularly there on the left side, but I would like to see them exaggerated even more so. Going through the pull here, you can see Josh come above the knee and then rotate into the power position, and he does a really nice job. You can see here, we'll take it back just a hair. Josh gets almost completely upright. You can see him start to rotate into the balls of the feet. He does a really nice job of it, and he explodes upwards. And when I say that Josh is exhibiting 100K power in this 80K miss, you can see just how high this bar gets. And you can see here, Josh has cleaned that thing about 6 inches higher than it needs to be. He's got a lot more power in reserve. So this is where we get into the things Josh does poorly and the ultimate reason for his miss. Starting with that rack position, we were talking about how high Josh got the bar. He hasn't racked it yet, and so instead the bar is just going to come crashing down on him. I think it's Don McCullough that says the problem with the jump and catch method is there is neither a jump nor a catch. And you can see here Josh has not pulled that bar actively into the receiving position. He's cleaned it up as high as possible and is allowing the ball to crash down on him. Next, and most obviously, if we look at Josh's feet, we can see Josh is severely limited in his hip mobility, and so he's unimpinged that hip to an extreme degree. That limits the glute activation and is going to make him very weak in the hole. Lastly, if we take a look, and you'll see as it progresses through, but watch Josh's elbows. We've already talked about that poor rack position. As Josh receives the bar, his elbows are going to crash in, making him weak in the upper back, and the bar will just eventually crash down. So let's take a look and watch those elbows crash in, and you can see the hips are never in a good position. You start to see there and there, the elbows crash in, and from there the bar just collapses. Great lift, poor execution, although a great dismount and a fancy little roll out the back there. Josh has got some mobility issues to work through, but as far as exhibiting power, raw power, he's way ahead of the game. I think that clean right there is at least 25 pounds over. That power is at least 25 pounds over what he's exhibited in the actual clean, so I think he'll move up really quickly.